Okay, we are now at the mouth of the Brazos River. Actually, it used to be the mouth of the Brazos River, but you can see the river coming out, and it's going out into the ocean here at Freeport. Because if you look upstream, you can see all the oil refineries, the petroleum refineries, and they needed to have a safe waterway for the ships that come in and out. Sometimes when you're in here, you can see the large boats that come in and out, but right now there aren't any boats. So the U.S. Corps of Engineers decided that in order to have a safe shipping channel, that they would just make this a shipping channel and move the mouth of the Brazos downstream and dam the river so that this would always be the same waterway. And so this is not an active waterway, it is just a tidal water right here. Normally along the coast there are several tides a day. In the Gulf Coast they are not as regular as elsewhere because of the shallow nature of the coast here. We have a very broad continental shelf, and so the tidal forces are not very large here. The tidal range is sometimes only about a foot, and the tidal frequency is not as regular as elsewhere. But we do have 2 tides a day here. According to the tide table, there was a low tide at 2 in the morning. We're going to have a high tide at about 11 o'clock, and there'll be a low tide again not until 8:30 tomorrow morning. So it is not, as you can see from that timing, it's not very regular. Elsewhere, there's usually about 2 low tides and 2 high tides a day, but tidal influences are not very great here along the coast. And you can probably judge the other big influence in this along the coast, because there's always an onshore breeze here. We have a large body of water and a large continent, and there's heating and cooling between, and so there's almost always an onshore breeze because of the relative heating of the ocean and the land. And so almost always, particularly in the summer, the breezes are always onshore, and in the winter the breezes are commonly from the north to the south. So right now, this is June when I'm recording this, and so there's an onshore breeze, and you can see that it influences the waves, makes great surf. If we were here in November, which is when some field trips are run, there's often a breeze from the north. And this wind is very important to the life cycle of beaches around here, because an onshore breeze means that the waters and the currents are bringing things onto the shore, where in the winter time everything is being blown offshore. And so this will blow the sand around different from the summer and the winter. So oftentimes we have a beach, and the beach profile will change depending on the winds. In the summertime, with the breeze coming on, it's pushing the sand up, and you'll have a very different profile than in the winter when the sand is being blown off, and the beach profile will change. In the winter, with the sands blowing off, the beaches are often broader and flatter than in the summertime.